The new TV in the basement looks amazing, Daddy. I watched the Oscars on it on Sunday, and there was a lot of horror movies this year. Amy Madigan won for Weapons. Oh, shoot! Weapons is a Warner Brothers movie, and if they hear us discussing it out in public, they might globally block us from finishing our tortellinis. Best screenplay was a horror too. Kind of. Ryan Coogler won for Sinners, and Sinners also won for Best Cinematography and Best Original Score. And Best Costumes went to Frankenstein, which confused me ever so slightly, Daddy, because they made the monster into a super sexy genius underwear model instead of some discombobulated corpse with the natural charisma of Mom this evening. But I suppose that's hardly the costume lady's fault now, is it? Is there something on your mind tonight, Mom? Is it Frankenstein?
Is there something on your mind?
Actually, there is. Thanks very much for asking. For the first time in my adult life, Frankenstein won for Best Production Design and Best Makeup and Best Hairstyling, but Frankenstein only had about 7 hairs, and they were all clumped together like a cluster of greasy pubes trying to escape to safety over the side of a rocky cliff.
What?
Look, Mumsy, if you like Frankenstein's pube-do, just say something, because your face is starting to resemble a body part they could have used for Frankenstein's asshole. And that's kind of gross at the dinner table. Especially on tortellini night. Thank you very much.
I mean, why would I want to say something so I could watch you sneer at me?
But I adore the way you constantly scream at us and sleepwalk and try and set me on fire every 3 weeks. Why would I ever sneer at you?
Sweetie, you don't have to. You get your point across.
You think so? Based on the fact she still owns that pinstripe blazer, I beg to differ. Why don't you just release yourself from 1995, Mom, and try donating that monstrosity to one of those charities you're always going on about for headless kids?
Oh, release you mean?
Okay. Busted. That is what I meant. It's like something the Bride of Frankenstein was wearing when they dug the rotting bitch out of the fucking...
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Do you understand? All I do is worry and slave and defend you, and all I get back is that fucking face on your face!
Well, as always, I was just trying to lighten the mood with some mustard. Anyways, Daddy... A horror movie won Best Picture too. It stars Sean Penn, who kind of looks like Mom, and Tiana Taylor, who's somehow nearly as furious as Mom, even though she was at the Oscars, and Leonardo DiCaprio, who kind of looks like Mom's mashed potatoes. The movie is called One Bad Cliché After Another, and it's listed as a black comedy, action, adventure, western, musical, drama, romance, science fiction, fantasy, martial arts, political thriller. But the story was all overstuffed and unfocused, and there were too many plot lines, each of which were about as intriguing as that diorama Mom made charting her menstrual cycle. And I can't seem to make his mind up whether it wanted to be satire or serious, and it's too serious to be funny, and it was too dull to be an action movie. And the soundtrack, it was about as easy to listen to as a full 12-inch remix of Mom's Bedside Wailing. You lucky, lucky man. The writing was about as deep as this spoon, all of the relationships were underdeveloped and underexplored, and the emotional beats had the sincerity of, well, this. I love you, Mommy. The beginning was far too slow, the middle was far too bloated, and the overall narrative had all the twists and turns of Mom's pinstripes. Forgive me, Dada. This has me a little bit emotional. Mom's jacket just actually served a purpose. And to top it all off, the racism was so shameless and infantile. Those poor, poor ladies with the learning disabilities on that government program, The View, would have even put their feet down. If they could pry themselves away from talking about themselves long enough to watch an entire movie that wasn't about themselves, of course. And it won 6 Oscars. 6 Oscars. In 2026, if that reality isn't the purest horror daddy, I just don't know what is anymore. Apart from the obvious magic Mom's weaved into her hair for you yet again this evening.
That's it. I said stop right now.
Fine.
I didn't believe you. You told me it would work, and I didn't believe you. This whole time, all I had to do was bang a few dudes from the football team and learn a couple of show tunes, and now I can't even pay Meemaw to breastfeed me anymore. Thank you, Dad. You're a genius.
Thanks, buddy.
It might have been nice if you'd whispered the idea into my ear when I was a toddler instead of just last week at my 40th birthday party. Do you know what? Fuck it. Water under the bridge, Daddy.